Hi, I'm the Shadow Snows, and I'm back with something completely different. I've played a little bit of Timberborn recently, and I mean a little bit. So, yeah, I finally got good enough, I think, that I could show off my first settlement. The map is Diorama, and I will show you the settings. So you have temperate weather between 13 and 69 days, drought between 5 and 50 days. Yeah, this is not interesting anymore. Yeah, I did make the start a little bit easy. Yeah, bad tide is basically with the water management. It's just a shorter drought. So that are the difficulty settings I have. I can't change them, or I don't want to change them. So my goal was to have 1,500 beavers for 60 days, which I could not get. Two, because they don't survive. I left the PC running overnight and over time at work, and yeah, I came back from work one day and the colony was completely dead. Good thing that I always save before I go to work or go to sleep. So the new goal was 50 days, and so far they did survive. I have no clue how close to extinction they've gotten while I left it running unattended, but I left it running for like 3 or 4 days. Yeah, you see how many cycles I have. And so far everything is fine. I'm close to 1,500 beavers. How many? Yeah, I'm missing 13 right now. So if I don't reach it in the next 5 or 10 minutes, I'll just have one more beaver. How are they called? Breeding pod. I have one paused breeding pod that I can activate, and then I will have 1,500 beavers. So the map is Diorama, by the way, the smallest map from the maps that are provided with this game, and it's very, very small compared to all the other maps. Basically, it's 64 by 64 blocks, and most of the maps are 256 by 256 or 256 by 192. So this is really a small map, and yeah, let's have a little look around. So the top layer is basically most of the industry and some amusement. So I have 1, 2, 3 pools on top, and this is only filled with water when there is a temperate season. So the water flows through the swimming pools up to my first pumping area. And to minimize evaporation, I've used every single spot. So I have I've stacked 2 pumps on top of each other. So they utilized every little spot. Then I learned that was not enough. So I've built a couple of more pumps like that. Then I discovered, and yeah, the PC has to struggle a little with that many beavers. That's the third pumping station. and there is no reservoir at all. All the water that comes out of the well gets directly pumped into the water storage tanks, and I did make a note how many storage tanks there are, but I can't find it anymore, so I have to look it up. No, not there, but there somehow, somewhere over here I can see how many water storages I have. You see, it's a lot, and luckily most of them are full right now. Yeah, 222 large water tanks. Each carries 1200 units of water, which means if all the tanks are full, I have 251,000 something units of water, which is quite a lot. Yeah, and you see I've built multiple levels. So let's continue on top. You see some amusement over here, built on a slightly lower level because yeah, the beavers have to fly somewhere and they can't fly into the invisible ceiling at, I think it's 32 height blocks. Yeah, the entire thing is a tribute to ingenuity. Yeah, you have all the things that you need. Some rooftop terraces, basically to house all the over 800 unemployed beavers, and I don't have the space to build that much haulers hut, so I can assign all of them as haulers. Yeah, that's the top level. And you can already see some exercise plazas for entertainment. Some more buildings to get space for the 1500 beavers. And if we go down a little bit more, there's a little bit more industry and a lot more water tanks. And only one level of those row houses, but each of them houses 8 beavers, and I don't want to look up how many those are, but again, a lot. Quite a lot. And a little bit more water storage on the edge of the top level. Also some medium warehouses with food items to feed all the beavers. Then we go down another level, and you can already have a slight look at what's down below. So this is my forest level with the earth repopulator, some detailers, 2 masturbatoriums. Yeah, and the forest, even though I power most of the colony with engines which consume wood, you can see there's quite some spare wood, and the storage is full with over 9,000 units of wood. No need for wood. Some berries, because the breeding pots need a lot of berries, because there are a lot of breeding pots for 1500 beavers. Some fireplaces for entertainment, because there was no more space on the top, and as you can see over here, there's plenty of leftover trees. And yeah, some coffee. It's a cheap upgrade for the well-being. And I also chosen this level for the tubeway interconnections. So I basically, how should I say this? The entire colony is built out of 3 by 3 pillars, basically, made out of dirt. I left them out here in the corner, so I think it's only, let's see, 6, 7. I think it's 7 pillars, but it doesn't matter. It's a 3 by 3 grid. Then I built some 6 by 1 overhangs all around. So I get, maybe I can zoom on a little bit closer. Yeah. Game hates me right now, which is fine. It got its temper back. Yeah, maybe you can see it a little. But basically, I got square, what is it, 6 plus 6 is, yeah, it's 12 plus 3. I get 15 squared levels with, which I can put dirt on. And on each of those dirt pillars, almost each, I think. Yes, almost each. I've built a 3 by 3 water basin, which is fueled by this fluid dump. And this waters everything down to the bottom level. And the reach of the water is even further than this 15 squared plane level. So I think I have 5 or 6 of those 3 by 3 lakes to irrigate the entire map. So yeah, that's a nice feature of this game. So very little evaporation because water is key. Yeah, here are some hydroponic gardens for mushrooms and algae. And I did not grow any kohlrabi or mangroves. Basically, there is not quite enough space for them, and they provide very little to the well-being. I've got a well-being of 71. It's not that bad. Yeah, and mangroves, I would have to flood an entire level, which is ridiculously. Yeah, I could not do it. And even then, I don't think I could produce enough of mangrove fruit. I mean, I have an entire level filled with cassavas, but do that later. Yeah, you see, I said interconnections. In the center of each 3 by 3 pillar, I've constructed a tube line. From the top to the bottom. And then, let's see if I can scroll down enough to show this somewhere. Yeah, here you can see it. I blew away this single block and connected a tube station. So there are no stairs between the levels. It's all powered by tube stations. Nicely spread over the entire level. And inside of each pillars is the vertical tubeway, which does not waste any space. So, yeah, I think that's pretty clever. And this is the cassava level. And this is basically the only level where I only grow one crop. and it barely is enough. I don't think I could feed 1600 or 1700 beavers with the cassava that grows on this level. So next level, yeah, it's eggplants and canola. And some more hydroponic gardens. And I think those are berries, yeah. Because I could not grow enough berries on the tree level. And also, I made a little measly use of the bedwater source. It produces a little bit of energy. I think it's like 1500, 1600 horsepower. But it runs constantly because of the bedwater discharge. And yeah, in hindsight, I should have built it to this corner. But I have the bedwater pumps in a level below, so the sluices are to regulate that the basin down there in the lower level does not overflow. So next level is yeah, what did I want to say? Yeah, it's 4 bedwater pumps, which is plenty. Yeah, and here I grow soybeans along with canola again, because yeah, basically you need a lot of canola, and inside each pillar on every level a connection to the tube wave to minimize what they have to walk, the beavers, the distance. And now that's the ground level. And I allowed the luxury of another 4 pools and more showers to get them all a wet fur. And I barely can afford it. And I only built them after I realized that I cannot match my goal with 60 days of drought. But it seems fine with the 50-day setting. Some more storage over here, some more haulers. Yeah, and a lot of water storage, which goes all the way up, at least on the right side. I could build maybe like 10 or 15 more large water tanks, but that would not help to get me over the 60 days. Yeah, what else do I want to show? Is there anything else I want to show? But I think those 1500 beavers is about the maximum what you can get with those long drought periods. It's just not enough water in here. Yeah, and it's also nice. Yeah, there are the mud baths. And I really like those tube waves. I haven't played with the folktales in Update 7. I've only played the Iron Teeth. So, yeah, I've started playing with the folktales, but I'm not nearly close to the point where I can get the zip lines. So I haven't had the chances to compare the zip lines to the tube waves, but the tube waves are pretty nice. Yeah, and I think that's it for now. Maybe that's the storage. Nothing too fancy about that, just from top to bottom, a couple of rows of industrial storage and a couple of rows of large warehouses. And every other level is reachable by tubeway stations. So they don't have to walk very far in this city. Yeah, maybe I'll have a quick look at the YouTube music library and have some impressions of the life of the Beavers in this, yeah, almost 1500 beaver colony on Diorama. Hope you enjoyed it and thanks for watching.